Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on ICU Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. You can also check out the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. Again, we appreciate you watching. We're going to talk about blueberries today. Blueberries, the superfood, but you know something, not only can you have a blueberry bush and go ahead and pluck those blueberries, have them in your oatmeal or whatever for breakfast every morning. They're so good for you. Did you know you can actually make tea leaves? Yeah, you can actually make tea from the tea leaves. And I want to show you what I have here. Okay, so this is actually tea leaves and also some dried blueberries. And I'm going to put some in my hand so you can kind of get an idea right here. Oh, it smells heavenly. And so that's what it looks like. And this is, I have to have this every day. And again, it's a tea leaf. And I'm going to explain to you the benefits. It's 20 health benefits of tea. And I also wanted to show you something else. And I can give you a little bit better looks. Of course, there are your blueberries. And then your blueberry tea. And I'll just have to tell you, the aroma, it's even on my hands right now, and all I did is just poured a little bit of that to my hands, and it smells so good. So what you can do if you have some blueberry blueberry trees outside, blueberry bushes or whatever, now you need to dry the leaves, but you need to get them before they actually start blooming, okay, and go ahead and start drying those. Now I have a humidifier that I actually dry teas and stuff and my herbs and things like that in. However, it's actually best to let these dry the natural way. So what you can do is get some limbs. That maybe you can do this while you're pruning, because you're constantly pruning, by the way. So go ahead and get some limbs off of your tree, and then you need to hang them upside down, maybe a rubber band or maybe some jute rope or something like that, and just hang it up in a dry place and let those just start drying. And then by hand, what you can do is just get those and just kind of mash them up a little bit and put them in a jar. It needs to be tight and make sure it's got a good lid to it, so it needs to be really tight. That's going to make a lot of tea right there. If you'll check right over here to the side, you'll see Amazon.com. They actually have, it's exactly like this. It's the tea leaves on sale with dried blueberries in it for $14.97. That's a good deal. It's going to last you a long time. Now you need a bag, like a little tea bag. You can make your own by using cheesecloth or whatever, but I've got this little thing right here I've had for a really long time. And so I'll go ahead and put my water in the microwave for a good couple of minutes. And I go ahead and put this right here. It has my dried leaves in it. And I'll show you what it looks like if I can unscrew it. It's kind of hard to do when it's been sitting. But anyway, inside are the dried leaves and also the dried berries. And I sip on this all day long, but it's so good for you, your immune system. You know, we don't know what we're eating. Sometimes we're buying food from the grocery store. So let's just go ahead and get started about the health benefits. Blueberries are full, and the leaves are as full of nutrients as the blueberries themselves. And I didn't know that until just a few weeks ago. They're full of antioxidants that will help a person become healthy. And this is a wonderful tea, has great anti-inflammatory abilities. It also helps with allergies, which is what I have. It also helps with type 2 diabetes. So with studies going all the way back to 1927 showing how powerful blueberry leaves can be for healing. So if you know somebody who has a blueberry farm and maybe they're pruning, call and ask if they'll let you have the limbs you can take back and dry and make tea out of it. Plus, just tell them you'll help them prune. Sometimes people will let you do that. Okay, so it's a great tasting tea and also heals the body in many ways. And I'll just have to tell you, when I'm sipping blueberry, I can't stop smelling it. It smells so good, this tea. You can do this with any fruit tree, by the way. Peach tree. I remember for some reason my brother and I, when we were little kids, were getting these raisins on our bodies, and we were little. I think Chet was probably 5 and I was probably 6. And they were, for some reason, getting all, probably because we were playing with dogs and cats outside and wallowing in the grass all the time. So one of our neighbors said, why don't you get, because we had a peach tree, And she said, why don't you get the peach trees and make a tea out of it, and it'll get rid of those rhizins. And that's what Mother did, and it got rid of them, and they never came back. So leaves on a tree are also beneficial. Now you need to do research, because not every tree on earth you can make a tea out of, but most of your fruit trees you can do that. Okay, so let's get back to blueberries. Okay, so blueberries have lots of antioxidants. Studies have shown, that came out in 2009 in the Journal of Medicinal Food, showed that blueberry tea is extremely high in antioxidants. In fact, blueberry leaves contain 35 times more antioxidant than the berries themselves. Isn't that something? You know, you pick the berries and then you just do something with the leaves. Don't make tea out of it. Okay, also lots of vitamin C. So let's talk about that for a while. You always think of oranges, and oranges do have a lot of vitamin C. But blueberry leaves also contain lots of vitamin C, which helps to prevent colds, flus, and boost up our immune system. Man, I wish we'd known about all this stuff when COVID was coming out. But we know now, in case something else flares out there, we are going to make another go. Okay, now also another study in 2013 showed that blueberry tea was so high in antioxidants that it could help prevent and heal neurological diseases, thus healing the brain and its mental capabilities. Now, we've always heard that the blueberries themselves are a brain food. So is this. Thus, blueberry leaves can improve a person's memory and prevent cognitive decline that occurs with aging. It also helps with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. Now, in case you want to follow along with me, the website here is paulhaider.wordpress.com, and I'll spell Paul, P-A-U-L. The last name is spelled H-A-I-D-E-R.wordpress.com. Okay, inflammation, that's another big one right now. A study in 2013 showed that blueberry tea contains the antioxidant gallic acid, which helps with the redness, swelling, and pain associated with inflammation. And it also means blueberry leaf tea can help prevent cardiovascular disease, cancer, and strokes. Okay, lowers triglycerides. Now, everybody's met my skinny husband. Okay, very thin, eats like a horse, never gains an ounce of weight. So his brother Terry, a few years ago, they're both the same build, they're both tall and skinny. And so Terry actually had a heart attack. Well, Terry is only 1 year older than Phil. Well, it freaked me out. So I talked Phil into going to the doctor. So Phil goes to the doctor comes to me and he says, your husband has to go on a diet. And I said, okay, you have his chart mixed up with somebody else's chart. I said, you say how thin he is? He said, yeah, but it's hereditary and his triglycerides are really, really high. So I had to put him on a diet, not a diet, but watch the food that he eats and that kind of thing. We've been doing this for a number of years because I don't want anything happening to my Phil. Okay, so let's talk about the triglycerides. The blueberry leaves also lower triglycerides by almost 40%, thus helping to prevent cardiovascular disease. How amazing is that? Okay, it also lowers the blood pressure. Add blueberry leaves and can also lower blood pressure, not arthritis. And this is something I'm beginning to see a little bit of. And it's just happened the past couple of months that I've noticed it. Sometimes, not every single day, but sometimes I can't. My knuckles like right here, these are going all the way down. I can't get the two knuckles right here to go all the way down. So, arthritis. Blueberry tea helps with the pain and swelling of arthritis and joint pain. So what I've noticed, like the two fingers here are normal, but the two here are swollen. So I think it's probably getting started right here. So I'm going to let you know I'm going to be drinking a lot of blueberry tea. So let's just see if that helps. Okay, and again, if you'd like to go ahead and get started, check the podcast. You watch us on podcast. But going ahead and look at the Amazon link that I have for you right now. That's the blueberry leaf and berry tea that you can buy on Amazon. 100% natural, by the way. $14.97. And it's a jar about like that. It's huge. And all you need is about a teaspoon of this tea right here per cup of tea. Okay, it's worth your health. Okay, it's definitely worth it. allergies. This is another thing I'm interested in. Studies show that blueberry leaves can help with the symptoms of allergic attacks and the inflammation associated with those symptoms. Okay, cancer. Let's talk about that. It's a study in the Journal of Medicinal Foods show that the powerful antioxidants in blueberry leaves can prevent free radical buildup in the body, thus helping to prevent breast, colon, prostate, cervical, and lung cancer. A lot of cancer in my family. My dad actually passed away of cancer. And my granddad and my grandmother had cancer as well. Okay, skin disease. Okay, blueberry leaves contain an acid which helps heal inflammation of the skin. So blueberry leaves can also help to prevent and heal eczema, psoriasis, and other inflammatory skin diseases. I would have to think it also helps your complexion as well. Okay, taste. Blueberry leaf has kind of a grassy green flavor similar to green tea. But many times dried blueberries are also added for extra flavor. And that's what we have in here. And you can find that again on Amazon. And you can see little pieces of dried blueberries in there as well. Okay. Let's see. And also you can mix this with other teas if you'd like to for the juices. And also let me mention this. I love blackberries. You can do the same thing with blackberry leaves. Yeah, as you're pruning them off so your blackberries can actually grow, get some of the leaves. You need to wash them really good. Let them dry, but let them dry naturally instead of putting them in a humidifier. It kind of takes away some of the oils when you do it that way. So get you some dried tea. Okay, let's see. Blueberry leaf has that grassy kind of a flavor, kind of like green tea, but many times, again, the dried blueberries are added for extra flavor, and the tea can be mixed with other teas and with fruit juices. I think Phil's going to know if I mix it in with his juice every morning. I'm going to try it. We're going to see. Diabetes. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition was showing that because blueberry leaf tea is so high in antioxidants, it could prevent and possibly heal type 2 diabetes. And clinical trials show that blueberry leaf tea can lower blood pressure by up to 27%. That's amazing, isn't it? God gives us all these things. You know, wonder what people did thousands of years ago? This is probably what they did. Let's go ahead and head to a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council,
serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IAC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So let's just take a look at those awesome looking blueberries. Okay, so take a look at the leaves. So that's what they look like. So you can go ahead and take those off of the tree. And also, by the way, when you are removing leaves, you're giving some sunshine to those blueberries as well. So that turns out pretty good. When the blueberries start ripening, take those, and again, for extra flavor, you can go in ahead and put some blueberries in there. If you're not that crazy about blueberries like Phil, I'm going to have some just for him that only have the leaves in them. And then that's some awesome tea right there. You can add raspberries. Oh, by the way, you can do this with raspberry leaves. You can do it with all kinds of leaves. Be careful with the blackberry. Now, I have blackberries that do not have the thorns. Sometimes on the outer edges of those can be a little spindly like. You're not eating it, but you're making a tea out of it, and that's what makes it good for you. Okay, macular degeneration. So blackberry leaves also can help to prevent macular degeneration, glaucoma, and cataracts. You better believe I'm going to be drinking a lot of this stuff. Okay, healing hepatitis. New studies show that blueberry leaf tea may also help prevent and heal hepatitis C by preventing replication of the virus. Chronic fatigue syndrome. It has been found that blueberry leaf tea can also help prevent and heal chronic fatigue syndrome, multiple sclerosis, and blueberry leaves, and that's been shown to have a healing effect on MS. DNA damage. Did you know that blueberry leaf tea also helps prevent and repair DNA damage caused by free radicals, thus preventing disease? Okay, now I have several more of these I'm going to talk to you about, but I also wanted to mention again how to make this tea. And I'll go ahead and pour some up in the lid so maybe you can see a little bit better than what I was showing you earlier. And here we go. I wish you could just, oh, it smells so heavenly. Okay. If you like blueberry candles, I love blueberry candles. I have one I make. It's called Grandma's Blueberry Cobbler. I call it that. It smells so good, even more so than this. So this is what the tea looks like. And if you can get let me move that right here. If you can see, there are little blue bits, and those are dried blueberries. And it only takes about a teaspoon of this right here to make tea. Only that much. And again, if you'll go to the link that I've sent you right there, Amazon, right there, you can buy this tea, and there's a lot of it, for $14.97. So go ahead and do that. I believe in the natural way of everything. I have herbs all over the place, good ones. Oh, and parsley and all of those herbs are so good for you, and they're good to cook with, absolutely. Okay, now let's talk about, I've got time. Okay, so let's talk about the urinary tract infections and kidney disease. So blueberry leaf tea is great for preventing and healing UTI. Blueberry leaf tea helps to support the kidneys, the bladder, and urinary systems, and thus helps to prevent infections and prevents disease. So blueberry tea also contains an acid which helps prevent bacteria from sticking to the walls of the urinary bladder. Isn't that amazing? Okay, it strengthens capillaries. Blueberry leaf tea strengthens the veins, arteries, and capillaries throughout the body. Think about this. Okay, now you're reading the Bible in the Old Testament where people lived to be hundreds of years old. Maybe it's because they were doing this. You know, they were living off the land. They were doing what God gave us. Okay, female reproductive health. So blueberry leaves can also heal the female reproductive system, thus helping to heal fibroids, helps with cramps, helps with PMS. I know a bunch of you men out there. I'm not sure my wife gets this by the gallons. Okay. And supports the well-being in general of reproductive systems and tones the uterus and the fallopian tubes. Okay, so here is the dose. So most people use 1 tablespoon of dried or fresh leaves steeped for 15 minutes in 1 cup of boiling water. Oh, and let me tell you something about the boiling water. I found my tea stays warmer for some reason. My granddad always said this, and I would just brush it off like, yeah, right. So when you put a cup of tea in the microwave, it's about I usually do about 2 minutes so that it stays hotter longer. But if you'll boil the water on the stove, for some reason it stays hotter longer. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so here we go again. Okay, so most people use about 1 tablespoon of dried or fresh leaves steeped. You can do the fresh leaves, you don't have to dry it. Steeped for 15 minutes in 1 cup of boiling water. Most people take from 1 to 5 cups of tea per day. Now you can do the tinctures, and you can do 6 to 12 drops 3 to 4 times a day. It makes it a little more concentrated when you do that. Now the powder dose, you can dry them the powdered dose. You get 300 to 500 milligrams 3 times a day, and that's going to help. Now, let's talk about collecting for the tea. Now, if a person lives in an area where they grow blueberries, and you better believe I'm growing them, we have 5 trees, and then also I'm going to be propagating some more of the limbs as we cut them down again. You know, we do this every year. And it just helps. You'll have bigger blueberries. You'll have a bigger crop of them as well. And so I'm going to put out probably about 5 more trees next year. Okay, so collecting the trees, the leaves can be collected and dried for making tea by drying in a cool, dry place like you do other herbs. The best thing to do though is get them, if you can keep them on the limbs, put them upside down, rubber band, or maybe some a dry rope or something like that, and just hang them upside down anywhere, again, in a cool, dry place. I wouldn't put them anywhere near a window or anything like that. Just let them dry naturally. It takes a little while to do so. Okay, now forms. Okay, now blueberry leaves can be found in teas, capsules, in powders, or in tinctures. In capsules, I'm a little bit nervous when I buy from a drugstore, and I don't even do this anymore. I'm just going to tell you my reason behind it. It could be way off base, but I'm just saying I don't like anything in a capsule. The reason I don't is I know it's petroleum. So it's petroleum, and then the leaves or the dried blueberries are inside that little capsule. Problem is you're doing good with the blueberries, I would take it out of the capsule if you're going to do it that way. But it's a whole lot cheaper just to buy this from Amazon. It's $14.97, and look, you get all that tea. But you can do that. But just look it up on petroleum. You know, because you're ingesting that, it's a foreign substance going into your body. I don't feel good about it, and I don't feel good about you doing it that way as well. Okay, now, where can you find blueberry tea in capsules? You can find them on Amazon.com. It's a whole lot cheaper for that $14.97. Otherwise, you're going to be paying $30 and up for those. You can order buy blueberry leaf tea. And again, you can find them on Amazon. There's your direct link. And again, that one's on sale. You can also buy organic. And by the way, when you're buying through Amazon or wherever online, make sure it is organic. I mean, don't just, make sure that pesticides haven't been, like we don't use pesticides around our trees. And so everything we do is organic. We have our own pile that, compost pile and all that kind of good stuff too. So just be really, really careful about that, okay? Now, also always buy organic, because most herbs and food can contain up to 6 cancer-causing chemicals. That's why I do this way right here, or do your own. 12 hormone disrupting chemicals and 12 more disease-causing chemicals. So that's not good. You need to absolutely buy organic. Okay, now let me tell you about Dr. Paul Haider, and Haider. He's a master herbalist and spiritual teacher for over 25 years, helping people to recover and feel healthy. You can also find Dr. Haider on Facebook under Dr. Paul Haider, that's Haider, Healing Herbs, or you can just go to paulhaider.com. And it says that you can see him at any time. So anyway, Master Herbalist is where I get this. I checked his credentials out, and they are really good. And did more research, not just on Dr. Haider, but other folks as well. But I encourage you to, even if you don't like the taste, you'll learn to like the taste of blueberries with all of the health benefits that you're getting right here. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host. You can find us on television several different ways. You can go to channel 182 on Charter Communications. Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And you can also find our podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. Thank you again so much, and best of health to you.